son of a gun. Look at that. I got it working in the pregame, and now it's not there. You know what? I'm going to do it dulcimo. I'm going to do it very slow. You are not going to... Oh, you bugger. Why do birds suddenly appear every time? Oh, you are near. Come on, baby. Yes, the comments stayed. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Sunday Supplemental. The Supplemental in addition to an add-on for the Lunsby Show. The Lunsby Show with T-Bone, c'est moi, and Chick Brew, who may show up with some bad beagle jokes sometimes during the show. In the Supplemental, we do three things. We tell you about your national days of the week. We prepare you for your upcoming week by telling you all those things. And community service note, something. And we do a little history, trivia style, which is always fun. We got one early viewer in there. If he's the only one that watches this in real time, I'm okay with that. I like him. Because, as Fink would say, we're friends. And the only one to care enough to come and see if my house was on fire. So, you got that going for you. All right, I don't want to get too distracted by that. I got all my windows up and running. Let's talk about your national days of the week. The 22nd, tomorrow, your Monday. Keep away from Chick Brew if you're celebrating National Mango Day. Yeah, deadly not infection. She doesn't have a deadly mango infection reaction. What is the word I'm looking for? Allergic. She's really allergic to the mangoes. So don't be celebrating National Mango Day around Chick Brew if you see her. On the 23rd, aside from the fact that it's one of the greatest days in the world for me because someone I deeply love with all of my corazon celebrating a birthday. Not only is it that, it's also National Yada 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 Day. And if you know anything about yada yada yada, it's just another way of saying it's going to be a great birthday. Ha ha ha! Yada, yada, yada. On the 24th, it's National Tell an Old Joke Day. We, on the Lunsby Show, we had a segment there. It was a popular segment. People really liked it. And, where is the button that I'm looking for? Oh, it was, we had a segment where J-Bone would tell us old jokes from forgotten folks.
And now, J-Bone reads from the book Forgotten Jokes for Older Folks.
And they were bad and they were corny, but it's how we celebrated. And we didn't even know that the 24th of July is Tell an Old Joke Day. We didn't even know that. But we did it as part of that. I'll give you an old joke just for you. Hey, it's Mother. Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Here you go. I love this. This wasn't my closing joke by any means, but sometimes you give the audience. I tell stories, and I try to make people laugh by telling them my story. But occasionally you want to go back to the office on Monday and have a joke to tell. So I'll give them a joke. And one of my favorite jokes is you got a potato standing on a street corner. You got two potatoes standing on a street corner. How do you know which one's the prostitute? Huh? It's the one stamped Idaho. It's a cute joke. It's a cute joke. Now, I take that and I turn it into a story to make it my own. But, it's a walk away. It's an old joke on today, celebrate Old Joke Day. On the 24th. On the 25th, here's one I highly recommend you celebrate. It's National Drowning Prevention Day. You mean learn to swim? National Learn to Swim Day? You mean that? I have, over the years, taught many, 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 many people how to swim. And I am always amazed of the number of people in my organization who don't know how to swim. That's mind-blowing. You know, you can't always have a life jacket, okay? You can't always be naturally buoyant. You need to know how to swim or how to get to the side. Drowning's scary. You know, I didn't always know how to swim, even though I am a water sign. I almost drowned once, twice, 3 times, or maybe, I don't know. I know how to swim. My near drowning accidents usually involve stupid stuff. That's what I did when I was doing stupid things. On the 26th of July is National Talk in an Elevator Day. I think I always talk in elevators. I don't think there's ever a time I don't talk in elevators. Well, when I'm by myself. I usually don't talk when I'm by myself in an elevator, but if I'm with other people, you know, I exchange pleasantries. I try to be polite and nice and make it not awkward, but I guess a lot of people ride quietly in elevators. Well, don't do that on the 26th, National Talk in an Elevator Day. On the 27th, National Chicken Finger Day. Or as I like to call it, every day. No, I love some chicken fingers done right. You give me, what are chicken fingers? They're just adult chicken nuggets. That's all they are. It's just a larger chicken nugget, and you cook that Korean style and make my face melt off. That's going to make me happy. I like that. I think if there was ever a cure for heart disease, I believe it involves chili. Not the tasty chili concoction that is made, the chili that peppers. I think if you eat enough chili peppers, it should open all of this stuff back up. Come on, doctors, get on it. If we can make these pills, we can make these pills, okay? And on the 28th, next Sunday, it's National Buffalo Soldier Day. You probably thought I was going to say buffalo wings because I just followed up with chicken wings. No, it's chicken fingers. It's Buffalo Soldier Day. Now, if you don't know about the Buffalo Soldiers, I can't blame you. I wasn't Buffalo Soldier smart until the last half hour when I decided to read up on them. Because other than a fantastic Bob Marley song, I didn't know anything about the Buffalo Soldiers. I mean, what do I know? I knew they were black. And I had been told that they were called buffalo because their hair resembled the fur of a buffalo, so the Indians called them Buffalo Soldiers. That's all I knew. And they were dreadlock warriors. Turns out none of that is true. Well, some of it's true. They obviously were black, and they were called Buffalo Soldiers, and they were given that name by the Indians, but no one really knows why. The 9th and 10th Cavalry of the Buffalo Soldiers were involved in a lot of huge American events and did really well, and 14 of them received the Medal of Honor, which led me to another thing that I learned today studying up on the Buffalo Soldiers. It is not called the Congressional Medal of Honor. The official name for the American military's highest medal is simply the Medal of Honor. Congress created it. Who cares? Who cares? Stop saying that. And they have a Congressional Medal of Honor Society. They can have that. but stop putting their name in front of the medal. That's what I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. I'm going to take a quick swig because I'm dry this morning. I am better. Now let's get into your community service events, stuff, notes. I got to come up with a better name for this. Today, I can tell you, I have been promoting this for a little bit now, and I have gotten it wrong every time I've tried. So let's try to get it right. Today, Sunday, that's important to the story, between 6 and 8 p.m., Ethan is having a lemonade stand birthday fundraiser. This young man last year raised over $700 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital by holding a little lemonade stand. Well, some of his biggest supporters last year were the fire people. So the fire people have offered up their space located at 230 North Enola Drive. I can't tell you how many times I got that wrong. I kept saying 320. I kept saying North Enola Road. And there is a 320 North Enola Road. And there's a 230 North Enola Road. Don't get them confused. It's 230 North Enola Drive. Between 6 and 8, he's going to have lemonade. He's going to have the strawberry version of lemonade. He's going to have some cookies, some cotton candy. He's out there raising money. I believe we could get him over $1,000 easily. And he's going to take that money this year, and he's going to divide it up amongst the local volunteer fire departments, and he's going to give it to them. So I like a feel-good story. This is a feel-good story for me. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to support it. I got a unique way. Of course, you know me. I always have a unique way of supporting things. So I think it'll be fun. But if you get a chance, between 6 and 8, go out to the lemonade stand. Say hello to Ethan. Get some lemonade. Throw him a couple bones. He's doing a good thing. We reward good things. It's important to reward good behavior instead of rewarding bad behavior. Moving on to the thing I know you've been waiting for. It's time for This Week in History Trivia Style. Now, in order for me to do this without you seeing what I see, do you see what I see? So I've got the 7 questions here that have been written for us for the week of 14 to 21. I always do it for the previous week, not for the future week. So your answers are going to be between the 14th and the 21st of July, sometime in history. As always, I'll read the question to you first, give you a moment to ponder it, and for the time delay or the time lapse to catch up. And if I got nothing from you, we'll move into the multiple choice answers. I don't have the answers in front of me, so I am playing along with you. I will use up your time lapse or time lag time pondering my answer. Here we go. Question numero uno. What massive Paris fortress was stormed on July 14th, 1789, marking the start of the French Revolution? Now, this one should be easy. It should be easy. I believe we talked about it a little bit last week. It's a kind of a big deal. But do you know what massive Paris fortress? I mean, do you know any other? That is correct. I agree with Mr. Taney right there. It's going to be the Bastille. But let's see what they gave us for options. The Louvre, the Eiffel Tower, the Bastille, or Notre Dame Cathedral. I think once that Roger's going with the Bastion. Okay. Yes, the Bastille. Yes, chat box is working. Thank you so much. So I think we all agree that the other 3 answers were ridiculous. I don't even know how to say ridiculous in French. Yeah, we all agree Bastille. Question number 2. In 1790, what event celebrated the constitutional monarchy and national reconciliation in France. So 1790, they've been having the French Revolution for a year. What event celebrated the monarchy and national reconciliation in France? There's some good options here. But I don't know what to say, okay? If you could put two and two together, you know that there was the storming of the Bastille that started the French Revolution, and then there was this other thing used to celebrate the end of the revolution about a year later. Any idea what that could be? I am going to give you your multiple choice options. Is it Bastille Day, the Fête de la Fédération, the storming of Versailles, or the Reign of Terror? Those are your options. I think you can figure it out. I think we all know the answer. I think it's a twofer. But I'll allow you to put them in when you're ready. For those of you who are playing along in the future, you don't get any points. But you do get, look at that. You learned something. It was the Bastille, and it's Bastille Day, and Reign of Terror. You know what? It's possible that could be the correct answer. I don't think it is. Reign of Bastille Terror. That is hilarious. I love that. Somebody give him a laughy face emoji. All right, question number 3. What notable event occurred on July 14th, 1853 in New York City? Was it the opening of the first subway line, the World's Fair at the Crystal Palace, the signing of the Declaration of Independence, or the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge? What notable event occurred on? I think it's going to be A. I think that's right about the time of I got James with the World's Fair at Crystal Palace. I believe it's the first subway line. James is going with Crystal Palace. I think if Roger's going with the bridge. I think that would have been worded differently if it was the bridge. But that could be correct at the same time. Good participation. Enjoying it as we move along. I'm surprised Tegan isn't here because she's online. I know she's liking other things I've said. Question number 4. Which Roman Catholic Pope began his reign on July 21st? You see, they didn't put the year in. Ha-ha. So you got to really know your papacy history to get this one right. Or reasonable deduction, you could figure out which pope began their reign, I don't believe it's called a reign, on July 21st. Was it Pope Francis, Pope Benedict XVI, Pope John Paul II, or Pope Saint Pontianus? Not gonna go. Random guess out there was James with Pius the 10th. That's funny. Roger with his comments. For those of you listening on the podcast in a podcast format, random commenters today are Roger and James, and some of them are funny, and I don't read everyone, so sometimes you should just play along with us. He's going with Benedict XVI is his official answer. I don't know why they would expect us to know that. 16 at 21, I don't see anything there. Besides, I remember when Benedict was crowned. I also remember when Francis was crowned. I'm going with Giovanni Paolo II. I'm going with John Paul II. That's my guess. Taney is also going with Benedict. We'll find out the answer in 3 questions. Next question, in 1420, what battle took place at Witkov-Zizka's Hill in Prague? 1420, what battle took place at Witkov-Zizka's Hill in Prague? I don't know. I didn't really do good in my 1420s history studies. Here are your options. Was it the Battle of Agincourt, the Battle of Waterloo, the Battle of Witkov, or the Battle of Trafalgar? Well, I apparently knew more about Witkov in 1420 than I thought. I'm going with C. When in doubt, Charlie out. Hey, Mr. Dexter has decided to join us. Not the murderous one, the cool one. Yeah, really hitting the Wayback Machine there. The Battle of the Brats. Yes, excellent answer, Roger. Mr. Taney is Waterloo is in France, correct. I don't think we need to break this down any further. Let me again read the question to you and read the answers to you, and then we're going to move on, okay? In 1420, what battle took place at Witkov-Zizka's Hill in Prague? The Battle of Agincourt, the Battle of Waterloo, the Battle of Witkov, or the Battle of Trafalgar? Yes, Trafalgar was Navy. Witkov is Roger's official answer. Waterloo was in France. James is just coming up with, yes. Who's the admiral at Trafalgar? There's Smarty Pants. Question number 6. That's a freebie. Question number 6. Who set fire to the Temple of Artemis in Ephesus? One of the 7 wonders of the world on July 21st, 356 BC. Lord Nelson, that is correct. Did not set the fire. Yeah, I'm answering a different thing. I'm answering a comment to the Trafalgar question. Who set fire to the Temple of Artemis, which was the Temple of Diana, which is a place I've actually been to? It was one of the 7 wonders of the world, and it is, it wouldn't take much. It really wouldn't take much to rebuild it. We have the technology. We have the means. We knew what it kind of sort of looked like. But all of the marble has been sold off. The entire structure's gone. There's a little bit of a footprint inside the pond there. Prius Peronius. Yeah, if you look at what is the place where it was, you would never think there was anything of any significance there. The Temple of Artemis in Ephesus, one of the 7 wonders of the world. The options you have are, okay. James says if we rebuild the stuff, the world will end. The world's going to end regardless. The options are Alexander the Great, Herostratus, Cleopatra, or Julius Caesar. I believe we can immediately remove Cleopatra, because although she was very popular throughout the ages, she really didn't do anything other than manipulate men. Good for her. She had a skill set and she used it, but she wasn't the conquering hero. And Ephesus, in case you don't know, is all the way up in Turkey. Okay, so somebody had to go through Turkey, and all the things we know about Cleopatra, Turkey wasn't her thing. How do you set fire to stone? I don't know. I don't even know what that question is for, Roger. uh, who set fire to the temple? Yeah, so all of the stuff in the temple catches fire, and the marble stayed, and then later they sold all of the remaining marble off. James is going with Alexander the Great. And I 356 BC. I feel like Herostratus were the kind of names that people used back in 356 BC. I think Alexander the Great was a little bit more modern than that, right? Am I wrong there? I think Cleopatra and Julius Caesar, I think all of them are a little bit more than 356 BC, specifically closer to 0. I'm going to go with Herostratus. I think a Greek name. It was a Greek temple, and then they converted it. They took it, it made it not a Greek temple. Yeah, I'm going with Greek name guy. It's more likely some lacquery is hot and pissed off that it had to be there. Mr. Taney is on Google. Stop using Google, James, because you wouldn't have known I was right. Finally, what British composer was appointed organist of the Chapel Royal in London on July 14th, 1682? British composer, appointed organist of the Chapel Royal, London, July 14th, 1682. We're just going to have to. Then how would you know? How would you know I was right if you didn't know I was right? Technically, we don't know if I'm right. Your options for British composer who became the organist at the Chapel Royal in London in July 14th. Was it Ludwig van Beethoven? Very, very British name. Was it Johann Sebastian Bach? A very British name. Was it Henry Purcell? That's probably a British name. Or was it George Frederick Handel? Handel's Messiah is the most popular piece. Beethoven's Fourth is my favorite. Johann Sebastian Bach, I don't know really. I mean, I'm sure I've heard Bach. I just don't know it. But the most English-sounding name on that list for me is Mr. Henry Purcell. Get your answers in, and we'll find out the answers right after this drink. I got Henry, and I got another Henry, so we're all going to go with Henry because it's the most British-sounding name. It seems like it's appropriate. Here we go with our answer check. Let's hope we get let's go 7 for 7. Come on, baby. Let's do this. Haven't done it yet. Might as well try. Oh, Hungarian Grand Prix today. Let's go red. Number one, massive fortress in Paris, of course, was the Bastille. Good job. Oh, holy cow. Tim showed up before we ended. No, Mr. Taney, that is not an Oktoberfest cup. That is an Italian cup from the place I used to drink my beer in Gaeta, and they gave that to me before I left, and it warms the cockles. All right, so question number one, the massive fortress, of course, was the Bastille. Son of a gun! Question number two, we got it wrong. We all got it wrong. It made too much sense. The event celebrated the constitutional monarchy and national reconciliation after the French Revolution was the Fête de la Fédération. We all said Bastille Day. Well, one of these days we're going to go 7 for 7. Number three was the World's Fair in New York City. Good job, Mr. Taney. You got that right. Pope Pontianus was the Pope that was crowned on the 21st of July. We didn't have, I'm sucking. Thank God we got question number 5 right. Question number 5, what battle took place at Witkov-Zitka's Hill in Prague? Was the Battle of Witkov, thank God. Who set the temple on fire? It was Herostratos. That was just reasonable deduction. That's all that was. I had no idea who did that, even though I've been there. And question number 7, we all agreed, and I think Tim jumping in late also agreed, that the guy named Henry, Henry was his guess too. So Henry, so there it is. That has been the supplemental. We did your National Days of the Week. We did the lemonade stand thing for those of you in and around the greater Harrisburg metropolitan area here in Pennsylvania. And we finished it up with a little trivia contest. And this is a great way to start your Sunday. It's a good time had by all. Me and Chickbrew will be taping a new episode of the Linsby Show tonight. Always go on the YouTube if you have a hankering for some learning. We're now posting the supplementals on there as well. And I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. If you're a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. And for any of you that are going through anything right now, I know some of it. And for those of you who are, I wish you nothing but the best. I want you to get better. I love you. And my love is going to help heal you. That's the power of my love heals my friends. So get well soon. All right, that's it. I'm out. Bye.